I like to thank God for like allowing me to be here today and be able to speak what's on my heart that He placed there. All right. Have you ever just like stopped and realized what's going on around you, and like not just drifted off to a daydream, but actually paid attention? Well, have you ever noticed nature? It's green, of course. They die, they live, so on and so forth, right? Well, now this might come as a shock, but practically all God's creation, nature in this matter, all point up. They all grow upwards towards the sky, towards heaven. Well, everything God created is preordained to worship Him. Nature is proof of God's love, God's greatness, God's control, as well as God's nature. If you look at Job 38:16 through 18, it tells how God admires His creation of the environment and nature and animals and all that He created. Now, I don't know about you, but I love nature. I am a nature fairy. I love exploring it. I love going outside. I love getting my foot wet in the mud. I love it. 38:16 through 18 says, have you journeyed to the springs of the sea or walked in the recesses of the deep? Have the gates of death been shown to you? Have you seen the gates of deepest darkness? Have you comprehended the vast expanses of the earth? Tell me if you know all this. He says this not to question us, but to show us of the beauty that He created. And if you go down 25 to 30, it says, who cuts a canal for rushing rain, and a path for thunderstorm, to water a land where no one lives, and inhabited desert, to satisfy a desolate wasteland and make it sprout grass? Does the rain have a father? Who fathers these drops of dew? From whose womb comes the ice? Who gives birth to the frost from the heavens? When the waters become hard as stone, when the surface of the deep is frozen. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure God was proud of His creation, even though when Adam and Eve made a mess of it, He still loved it. Ecology is a familiar word, right? When God first created human beings in His image, He said, rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air and over every living creature. God works to make sure things are well according to His plan. The Bible tells us of Adam and Eve's sin and how it spoiled nature as well as the human race. The ground itself was cursed as well as the vegetation. Plants and animals, they all fell to God's will when Adam and Eve ruined it for all of us. In the future, God will actually change nature from animals. Isaiah 11:6 through 9 explains that clearly. The wolf will live with the lamb, and the cow will feed the bear. This world is indeed beautiful now, but imagine how it was before Adam and Eve welcomed sin. It must have been pure in its design. Romans 8:19-21 says that creation one day can hardly wait because it knows what God has in store. In passage Luke 20:1 through 8, Jesus' authority was questioned. I don't know why it was questioned, because God made everything. But God was like, neither will I tell you by what authority I am doing these things, because it indeed was His authority. He had a right to declare it His own. In 1 Peter 5:8-11, God is jealous for His people. He is upset because they welcome sin and they went all crazy with it. And He was like, I love you so much, and I don't want to see you suffer in this sin, in this pain, in this anger, in this not perfect world that I made for you. And He shows His jealousy and how it works in Hosea 2. And He shows how people were unfaithful. But even then, when they worshiped idols, He still loved them. He loved them, and He was with them even because He knew that they would be lost. Whatever God does, He does it with a purpose. He doesn't do it just to do it. He does it with some intent to help us and to glorify Him. We have a choice, life or death. We are the trees. We are supposed to bend to His will with the weight of His mercy on our backs, all in all, always in love. The rock is a little thing. It has no life. But God created it. Don't let rocks with no life outpraise you. Give Him your all, even when you're tired, even when your times are tough, even when you're at your lowest of low and you can't fight anymore. Give Him your all. Don't let the rocks outpraise you.